What's going on YouTube?
What's up, everyone?
Everyone watching on YouTube.
You got to keep their attention.
How are you guys doing? We're here to review, sadly, Jaguars versus Colts.
But I'm ready.
And we got a message on community.
Here's the mail. It never fails.
Are you done?
That's Blue's Clues, by the way.
Okay.
Wow. You
did
Blue's
not
Clues.
know it.
You don't know Blue's Clues?
I know it. I mean, I was
Good.
3 when I watched it. I think that's understandable. I forget it.
That's good enough. But we got a message on community. That is a texting platform where you can talk to us about whatever you want. It's 386-204-6499. You can text that number, say, hey, say whatever. We'll throw you in our community. But Michael Herring from Palm Coast, Florida, he said, not really active in the Discord. That's patreon.com/Dunn and Drew if you want access to that. He said, I just want to say thank you for continuing the Jags content. I look forward to your guys' takes after the games, and it's my home remedy after a loss and my fuel when we win. LMAO, because there's only been 2. Cheers to you guys, and may better days start soon. Molo, if you remember me.
Molo.
That's his name, I guess he's saying. His
I remember
signature
him.
mark. Yes, Molo, I do remember you. I remember where we met, but yes, I remember you. Thank you for that heartwarming message. Hopefully it gets Andy excited to talk about the Jags when we're 4-10.
All right, here we go. Jags lost to the Colts. I predicted this. Did not expect it to go down the way it did. If you read me the stat sheet that came out of this game without me having watched the game, I would have said Jags won, aside from the sack total. That was surprising. Actually, I probably would have been befuddled. You told me that the Jags got sacked, 4 times?
Yes.
And the Colts not once?
Not a single time.
And
with sitting duck Matt Ryan, apparently.
quote unquote, yeah. Matt Ryan, 3 touchdowns, no picks, nearly 400 yards. But the Jaguars rushed for 200 plus, 250 plus. Trevor Lawrence accounts for 3 touchdowns, 19 of 20 or something, 19 of 22, maybe 20 of 22.
Yes, sir.
Crazy stat line. I actually don't know what I would tell you happened in the game. But the Colts won because the Jaguars find as many different ways as they can to lose a game. And this one is by the crazy stat line. I'm dangerously close to believing that curses are real. And I'm starting to believe that it's solely because of the logo on our helmet or the city or the owner. Someone or something is cursed, because how else do you explain that stat line? Us rushing for over 250 yards, our quarterback having like a 90% completion percentage. We scored 27 points. The Jaguars somehow, despite having a young, promising defense, allowed Matt Ryan, who's been in the leagues for 50 years, to have an absolutely career day, not only for himself, but for the Colts franchise that had Peyton fucking Manning for at least 12 years.
And luck.
Matt Ryan set a franchise record for completions. We had to put up with Peyton Manning year after year after year. He didn't do what Matt Ryan did to us. And it was the same fucking route. I just looked up Michael Pittman Jr.'s route tree. The same fucking thing over and over and crossing. He didn't once run a route that was straight down the field. They ran one of those, and that was a game winner to Alec Pierce. There are like 2 positives that I took away from this game. I'll get to it at the very end because it doesn't deserve to be in the beginning. But the fact that Matt Ryan, he was still under pressure. Well, by the way, I find it absolutely amazing and bewildering that the Jaguars deliver all this pressure for all these analytics and sometimes eyeball tests. Jaguars deliver all this pressure and never get a sack. I don't know how many sacks Josh Allen has, but it definitely doesn't correlate to the pressures that he's getting. Does that just mean that we have bad coverage? Like Matt Ryan was under pressure and got destroyed. Like I thought there's no way he's getting up from this. In the pocket multiple times, but still delivered it because he either had a wide open guy on a crossing route or he just dropped it in the bucket somehow. This again, a game that we went up, was it 14-3?
Yep.
Wild.
Another game that we went up on by 2 scores and give it up in heartbreaking fashion.
I think if they didn't even run the ball once, they would have won. On their third string running back, Jackson, he still played well. But we still stuffed him a lot of times. And I think because Matt Ryan threw the ball so many times and still no adjustments.
None.
No matter how many times in a row he threw the ball, there's always someone open in a crossing route.
And they were targeting the hell out of Shaq Griffin because he was – so Shaq Griffin, he was exposed in week 1 against Washington, I believe. He gets hurt.
I haven't seen him make a positive play. Like, I know he's had some pass breakups, but I haven't seen him make a play and me go, oh, wow, Shaq Griffin. I forgot he was on our team.
He gets hurt. Week 2, we come out here and put up we give up 0 points to the Colts in week 2 because I think Herndon got the start.
I think that was Chargers.
No, he didn't play week 2, right? I think he didn't play week 2. I think he was out for a couple weeks maybe. I don't know. But this game, he was targeted the entire game. We had 2 receivers with 10-plus targets or 10-plus receptions. Like 2 of them?
We
the
did?
Colts?
Oh, the Colts did.
Yeah. Like D. Jackson, I think that was the running back who Jack here said we would know his name by the end of the day.
Yeah,
well, he had 10 receptions for 79 yards.
10 receptions.
Yeah. 10 targets, 10 receptions.
Started in fantasy.
Yeah. And then Pittman, 16 targets, 13 receptions, 134 yards. Insane.
Did you see the Devin Lloyd stat? Devin Lloyd, the first 4 weeks of the season was Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. I believe he gave up 13 for 13 passing Sunday with 130 passer rating. Well over 120 yards. Not a good day for him. Not a good day for Shaq. I feel like every time Matt Ryan threw the ball was on Shaq or Devin Lloyd. Not a good day for our linebackers.
At all. And I don't understand why the Jags can't come out here and just have a game where both the offense
complementary, and
defense can both do what they did in our only 2 wins of the season. Why can't we get that again? Maybe one more time. You did it twice, do it again. You're getting the lead. You're holding the Colts. Why can't you just keep doing that all game?
It's Matt.
And
crazy.
We finally opened up the run game. Offensive holes were there. They were busting through them.
And I'm like, there's no way we lose.
Fucking Hasty had the 61-yard touchdown where just right shot out of a cannon. Just boom, touchdown.
You don't lose when you're running it that easily.
It was so easy. I was like, finally. I was so happy. It was 14-3. Jags got all these rush touchdowns. I'm like, all right, this is what we wanted. This is how the game's going to go. Let's keep this up. And then it just all comes crashing down. But it wasn't even Trevor's fault this time. Jags fans have been blaming Trevor for the last 2 losses.
Rightfully so.
And he's been deserving of that. But this game wasn't on him.
And excuses are always made for the defense saying, oh, if only this defense had a lead that they could pin their ears back. Well, Matt Ryan only threw the ball. So you could pin your ears back on every single passing down. Or every single down because they're passing.
And and
it didn't matter.
I just don't understand why this fan base is trying to hate Trevor so much. He's not getting replaced anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to get over whatever you think about this guy.
It's panic, and I do it too. Because if we're not right about Trevor, if the team isn't right about Trevor, then that sets us back so long.
I'm just trying to calm down the fan base with my platform because you got to give the man a chance. I get we're rushing into this because of those 2 weeks we had, and I'll always keep referencing those 2 weeks we had because of how the fuck we acted after we beat the Chargers. And now we're here. We've been waiting for Trevor to do something, and he gets 3 total touchdowns, 2 rushing because they like to call this
awesome.
What do you call it? Option run with Trevor when he keeps it.
They call it quarterback power at least 3 times.
He did a lot of those. He did on the touchdown drive. He had one of those on. I think it was the 4th down where they did that. They were QB sneaking with him. They were using Trevor in the run game a lot, just running the ball on these guys.
They did a weird 4th down quarterback option keeper.
Yeah. They did have a
That was
terrible
ugly.
fourth down call when they were up. And normally I defend going for it on fourth down, but not when you have a lead. That's when I don't really like doing that. But if it's like 0-0 or it's tied, then yeah, be more aggressive. But if you're leaving points on the board while you're in the lead, I'm going to have to question you on that one, Doug. But Trevor, he didn't turn it over. Like the Philly game, he turned it over 5 times. He didn't turn it over in this game at all. No interceptions. He threw the ball 22 times or completed 20 of the passes. People were complaining because he didn't throw it deep downfield. It doesn't matter if he didn't throw it deep downfield. We didn't have any option to throw it deep downfield. We didn't have Marvin Jones this game. We're not throwing the ball fucking fly route to Zay Jones. That's not who he is. Christian Kirk, he can do that, but like the defense was probably keyed in on him. So we did what we could, and Trevor held on to the ball, didn't turn it over, and managed the game. And then we finally got that touchdown drive we've been waiting for. Like when I was watching this shit in the bar. I went to a Chip's baby shower, Chip Hawk. You guys probably don't know him. Some of you do. But one of my good friends, but buddies from college, had a baby shower with his wedding party and myself at a bar, and we watched the game. They all left at halftime, so it was just me and my girlfriend watching this Jags game in a bar with a bunch of other fans watching their game on the TVs. And I'm standing up watching this drive like, come on, I need Trevor to get this touchdown because
There was like
I've been defending this man like every week saying we're just waiting for this. So another opportunity comes for him to do it. And the podcast last week was rushing through my head when Andy was like, we're losing. So when Trevor finally drove down this, it was a stressful fucking drive. It was third down.
Long ass drive.
Third down after third down, even got a fourth down in there. Couple penalties that went our way.
I swore that drive was over on our own like 20-something yard line, but Trevor delivered a strike to Zay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Zay put the team on his fucking back. It was like 3rd and 13.
Yeah.
And Zay had that clutch ass catch and a good throw. So that drive, it was stressful, but it ended with a touchdown. So I texted Andy. Sorry for my language after that touchdown, but I was hyped up.
No, I actually started that by saying, because there's 11 minutes or something left.
Oh, yeah.
When he started that drive. So does that actually count as Trevor leading I know literally it counts as a game-winning drive if we held on, like game-winning fourth quarter drive. But like, I'm trying to explain what I want to see. Like I want us to say that, so the Colts scored.
You basically want it under 2 minutes.
Yeah, I want
So like with no
high pressure.
With like 30 seconds or less under the clock.
High pressure. We were able to take our time, run the ball. So he had the running game as a threat. I want him to be able to do this when running isn't a threat to the defense, and then he just like takes like what Matt Ryan did to us.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah. Like I think that's the second time this season where the opposing team only needed a field goal to win the game.
And they got a touchdown?
Stupid. Second game, I'm sitting here watching it like, man, they're going to get in field goal range. We can't stop them. We can't stop Wentz. He's driving down the field. Can't stop Matt Ryan. He's driving down the field. And then all of a sudden, it's 6 points. Shaq Griffin on the ground, burned by Alec fucking Pierce.
With Matt Ryan getting destroyed in the pocket.
Right. Just lays a dime because the receiver's just in front of him, burning him. But I texted Andy. I said, we're going to get that Trevor crunch time drive this game. Will he fail? And then Andy said, yes. He's been asked when he's had to throw this game. Better keep running. So when he did get that touchdown drive, I was like very, very hype, especially because of how many third downs we had in that drive. And when we have third downs, my heart is racing because I'm used to not converting them shits ever. So when we had the fourth down, I was like, oh, shit, here we go again. And then just kept converting, and it was great. But that defense, man, they lost us the game.
I felt like they were doing it on purpose. Low key, like as a get back at Trevor for how bad he was the week before. I feel like low key the defense was like, all right,
we got you this week, Trevor.
Yeah, you keep scoring. Yeah, you'll see what happens on this side.
And
taste of your own medicine. I kind of feel like that because of how bad they were.
And another annoying thing, I don't know if all fan bases have this take,
Jack,
or what, but like when I was defending Trevor after the game on Facebook, I have like big Facebook audience of Jags fans on my Facebook, or big Jaguars fan base on my Facebook. It's like that's the only people that follow me. People are saying that Trevor didn't win this game because he didn't score more than the Colts. Like, they're like, oh, he should have scored 36. I was like, what you mean? You gave up 34 to Matt Ryan, who's on the definite tail end of his career. This man put up record numbers for his franchise that he's been on for 1 year in this single game on our defense. And we're going to say Trevor should have scored more points? That makes absolutely no sense. Like, we came into this game and Colts had 2 running backs that were out. 2 running backs that we didn't let them do shit when they came to Jacksonville. And they throw the ball like 50-plus times to Matt Ryan, and they scored 34 with no defensive touchdowns, barely any rushing touchdowns. This was all Matt Ryan. It's fucking ridiculous to blame Trevor in any capacity for this one. So I'm just waiting for hopefully another game where we can have the offense in sync, the defense in sync, and we can just be cohesive in one unit and play a complete game.
What's unfortunate is that we're top 3 healthiest team in the league. And if you told me that by week 6, week 7, that would be us, I'd be like, if you told me that after we beat the Chargers, if that a few weeks later we're still one of the healthiest teams, there's no way I would have predicted 2 and 4. It's very unfortunate. That last drive is one of my bright spots. My other one is Tyson Campbell. With how bad the defense played Sunday, he was a bright spot. 64 coverage snaps, which is a lot. Tyson Campbell was targeted 6 times. I'm sure
Griffin was at 25.
Yeah. Tyson was targeted 6 times. He allowed 3 catches for only 8 yards. So he needs to stay on this trajectory, and we need to replace Griffin ASAP.
It won't be ASAP, though.
No.
Of course not.
We paid him too much, so he's going to have to.
But overall, I'm not tripping over this loss. Obviously, it was a shitty loss to even watch live, but not tripping over it. Preseason, I said 5-6 wins, so I've come back down to earth. It's like, we have to come back to earth. This is our team, Jags fans. Like, we're not an 11-win team in one season with Doug Peterson. We wanted it to be, but that's not the case.
When you predicted that, I think
11
or 10.
I think he started with 10, but he started to back off as the season came closer.
Yeah,
He was getting ahead of himself. But these 4 losses that we have, we've had the lead in most of them. Philly, Colts, Washington, we came back and took the lead. Didn't have the lead against Texans. Can't explain that game, but we threw a pick in the red zone, crucial pick, bad play by Trevor. But these 4 losses, like, just being in them, you couldn't have told me that the Jags would have been in anything like that last season or the year with Minshew when we went 1-16, 15, whatever. So the bright spot for me is that we're finally getting a taste of what a lead feels like and not having to play from behind every game and wishing that we're going to score touchdowns.
That is, I guess, the fact that these losses hurt so much. This is a new wrinkle of fandom that I'm experiencing. Losses that hurt so much because you should win the game. I saw on Reddit today, and I don't know if I subscribe to this because it simplifies it way too much, but it said that this is the track of a rebuilding team. You go from losing by a lot to losing by a score to winning by a little to winning by a lot. A little simplified, a little too much, but just throwing that out there for optimistic Jags fans.
But I don't agree with winning by a lot because no NFL team wins by a lot every week.
I think that describes the Bills rebuild, but like that's few and far between how perfect that goes.
Right.
And how long did Josh Allen take?
Is his 5th year now?
Yeah, Josh Allen took it. That's what's keeping me alive for Trevor.
Alive.
But did he? I feel like he showed like he was exciting. Like he had exciting plays in his first couple of years.
More exciting. More
where he like
he was pretty up and down.
Josh Allen, but the ups were like holy shit.
Yeah.
Like he would escape. And Trevor's ups are like holy shit. Like he has some great throws.
Yeah.
But Allen, I think in his first couple of years, he was doing like the magical plays that he does now. But they were very, like, they didn't happen very often. But they were there. Like Trevor's had like that play versus the Colts last year in the end zone where he bobbled the snap. And then that throw to LaVisca versus the Bengals in his first year. That was cool. Trying to think of some this year to where you're like, oh shit, that's some playmaking. Like we see Mahomes play and we're like,
he just does insane shit.
Every play in Josh Allen, you don't know what is going to happen. Like every single snap could be a touchdown because they create the most magic in the pocket. I'm trying to see that from Trevor. And maybe we just don't have the weapons. I don't know.
I'm not content with losing, nor am I justifying being a losing team. I'm just saying there's progression clearly visible from Jags teams that we've known in the past. We just can't keep a lead. We can't close games. But once those are fixed, if Trevor keeps playing without turnovers and he can manage a game, much like Daniel Jones is doing, they're 5-1, but Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback, but he's managing the game. I feel like Trevor will eventually get better. I don't know how good he's going to be, but he's just up and down right now. But it's a whole brand new team, new coaching. It's going to be like that. So Jags fans got to relax, got to chill, and we'll see what happens when we play the Giants next week.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Peace.